And he just dives in. He just dives straight in to the spot where the concrete.
Yeah, I could have banged
That's
his
insane.
head.
Yeah.
All right, pause. So I'm gonna talk about like jumping in the water to assist anybody with shoes on.
Dumb.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Hey, I'm Vince.
I'm Cody.
And we were both helicopter rescue swimmer veterans, and today we're going to be reviewing Hollywood water scenes.
Just water scenes.
All
Anything
right.
with the ocean.
Excellent. All right, let's start with the Guardian.
The Guardian.
This is actually what we did in the military.
Yeah.
You're gonna stay together. No matter what happens out there, you stay together. Whatever decision you make as a team. We trained at free fall at 15 to 20 feet. You fall from 50 feet, it's like hitting concrete. You fall 80 to 100 feet, you die.
You fall 80 to 100 feet, you die. Pause it, or just mute it. Just mute it. Yeah. So that's pretty accurate.
That's true.
But, I mean, with all the equipment, the thing is with all the equipment that we have, you have to fall in a very precise way. As in, you have to have your fins pointing up, you're landing in the water kind of on a diagonal, so your feet are getting in the water first, but then immediately your butt's landing. So
your
definitely, if you're falling that high.
Your feet are breaking the fall, but if your butt breaks it, it hurts pretty bad.
It hurts, yeah. And that happens, like, you have to time your height, the waves that you're gonna land on. So there's a lot of moving parts to a jump out of a helicopter, and certainly, typically we jump between 15 and 30 feet. And
30 is pretty high though.
30 is high.
30 is very high.
I think I've jumped a little higher than 30.
It depends on how good your pilot is.
Yeah, and most amateur pilots, or at least if they're not, used to the systems, specifically with the less powerful helicopters like the HH-65, they're gonna stay pretty high because they don't feel like they have the torque power or the winds to get back up.
Yeah, but I've seen them get pretty low too.
Yeah,
like pretty low. Like, like under 10 feet.
Oh, that's not good. Yeah. So yeah, and like as you get a little seniority as a rescue swimmer, sometimes you're like, I'm not gonna jump from this high. You got
like
lower
too much.
Or we're just not doing this because my back hurts. Yeah. So. Yeah. Next scene.
Next scene. This is the punch scene. Ooh, I should watch this. All right, so this is Hodge. Does everyone watch like that? I don't think so.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be cool. You kind of do actually.
Yeah. So this is a final multi scenario where
it's like it's a practice.
A practice, yeah. So the swimmer here has to get the survivor under control, and it's a pretty high stress drill.
Oh, that.
It's not standing operating procedure.
No. It would work.
Could work,
but
the guy's pretty docile now.
He just said timeout. Timeout. I mean,
mute it.
This is pretty like, I feel like they're all pretty chill for what's happening right now. He just punched an instructor. No one is really reacting. Like everyone's pretty chill. Even the instructor's like, eh.
Yeah.
Oh, he's kind of in shock. But Senior Chief Ben Rendell's pretty lax about it.
Yeah. Oh, and this is like the heart-filled moment. Hodge.
This is my least favorite part of the movie.
Really?
Because it's the most inaccurate.
It's pretty inaccurate, but it gets me right in the feels. Every time I see it. It's like oh, he's like an angry gorilla, but then he turns into a nice little cuddle bear.
Yeah.
Congratulations, buddy.
Yeah. But yeah, like you can sense Hodge's pride. He's just like I made fuming. Even though he didn't make, he would have failed for sure.
Yeah, so
100%. They would have kicked him out.
So the actual procedure to do, you should talk about that. Instead of punching an instructor.
Basically what you're supposed to do, this is like the actual method. I'm gonna pause this. The actual method is basically someone comes up behind you. You're supposed to like kind of assess. So you kind of grab their shoulders a little bit, and then you go underwater. So you take like 3 big like arm lengths, go underwater, and then you have like basically some pressure points that you hit on their arms to turn them, and neck sometimes, and you turn them around, and then you get them in a buddy tow, and then you take them to the helicopter.
Yeah.
But it's pretty like, it's supposed to be pretty controlled. That's the whole point of it. Like, you're not supposed to be aggressive or like like you're supposed to manhandle the survivor, but not in a way you're gonna injure them. So
right.
Punching them or like elbowing them in the nose, not gonna work.
And in most like actual scenarios, the idea is that immediately when you're taking a survivor underwater by doing those 3 big swoops, their natural instinct is going to be to let go of you, because now it's like the opposite of what they need, which is a buoyant person.
And no one wants to go underwater when they're in
the whole point is
panicking.
They're holding on to you to be above. Yeah. And if you're taking them under, they're going to be like, ew, I don't want you anymore.
So hopefully they just let go normally.
So they let go, and then you can get them on control in a different manner.
Oh, it's cold.
So let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Did you ever have to go into an ice bath in helicopter rescue?
Never. I've never even been in an ice bath ever. Like, I've never been in one.
Oh, you should. It's really good for your joints. Like the inflammation, it brings it down.
Oh.
So
good to know.
Still have the ability to think.
The decisions you make during this stage are going to
terrible CPR.
Whether you live or die. Is there a reason you're not breathing, Goldfish? Is there a reason why you're not breathing?
I don't know anyone who can stay alive without breathing for 15 minutes, Chief.
I like that he had booties on. Did you? I don't know if you noticed he had booties on.
Why do you like that?
Because if you ever get in that frigid cold water, personally, the most painful part, or body part, aside from your, is getting your feet in the water and getting those to numb out.
True.
To a point where you can actually support that frigid cold water. So the fact that they had booties was pretty accurate. You can get in that frigid cold water a lot easier if you have a little warmth around your foot.
That's true.
And in helicopter rescue swimmer school, we actually had an instructor who was a strong ambassador of ice baths. So he was basically telling us that he did it every day.
Every day.
And we really looked up to this instructor. And he was talking about how it really takes down the inflammation of your joints. So we started getting into the winter, it was winter when I went
so you just jumped
into the lake,
in the river.
Yeah, and we would just stay in there for 10 minutes, always 10 minutes, no more, no less.
It was the Pasco Tank River?
Something like that, yeah. And we just always keep the hands out because you don't want to numb out your hands. It's not actually good for your hands. Yeah. And just kind of to the neck because you don't want to like get that brain.
I used to just drink cherry juice. That's how I got the inflammation down.
Oh, actually, yeah.
So
go water 10 minutes.
It was way easier. You just drink some cherry juice and you're good to go.
I'm embarrassed.
First stage is hypothermia and most critical. Why? Because you still have the ability to think.
True.
Again, terrible CPR.
Really bad. Don't bend your arms like that.
Yeah, it's not putting his weight over it.
It's supposed to be simulating a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And so that's not doing it.
What's the coldest you've ever been?
What
in the military?
The coldest?
Yeah.
100%. It was like doing training flights in winter in Michigan.
Yeah.
Outside of Detroit. Yeah. Well, it's like yeah, for sure.
Like leak?
It legit leaked one time.
Like slashed open, water pouring in, leak?
Not like this is gonna like drown me, but it was like there's a bunch of water on my feet.
I feel it's accurate. Like this
and
ice
like
cold water
I would get out and my hands would be like, you can't feel your hands.
Yeah.
And you get like nauseous when it started like
yeah. And it's like it's basically like you're walking on stilts, like your feet aren't working, and like
but I would just
feel
be
like
sitting,
you have just mitts.
Yeah, and like freaking like your hair's like freezing up and like turning the little ice crystals.
That looks
stuff
cool.
like that.
That makes me feel cool whenever like the beard whisker just gets like frozen.
It's like
or whatever.
pretty legit. Yeah.
Good times. All right. Yeah.
Hodge, you're up. You're with the dummy. All right. 3 letters. 3 letters will get you people a cup of hot coffee and a blanket. What do you say, Goldfish?
Actually, not that cold anymore.
Let's see what he talks about dealing with cold.
To your heart. That's why your arms won't work. You can plan on spending roughly 60% of your career in a mildly hyperthermic state.
You're gonna spend 60% of your career in a mildly hyperthermic state.
That's not true at all. Most of your career spent in a hangar deck, pretty warm.
Yeah. Pretty toasty.
Not flying.
And,
I mean, you fly
and
a
when
lot,
you're in your
but
dry suit, for the most part, it tends to be out.
you actually are like mostly warm.
Yeah, you're all right.
You're like pretty hot.
So
Why wasn't I informed of this? You know, we have classrooms. And your assignment is to simply teach the stages of hypothermia.
Did we learn about the stages of hypothermia?
I believe we did.
I think so.
And what he said is accurate. The first thing that's going to go are your extremities. So your fingertips, you're going to lose the dexterity in your fingertips.
That's
you're going to
true.
lose, basically your hands are going to become like fists. Then your legs are going to go. And basically it's just your body trying to survive. Your heart's still going to beat, but slowly your heart rate's going to decrease to the point where eventually you die. And some waters are so cold that you can actually only last in them, I believe, like 5 to 10 minutes before you actually die.
Yeah.
What do you say, class 5.06?
All right, next movie. What do we got? Yes. Lethal Weapon 4.
356, a possible 417S shot fired at 6 Tower.
I haven't seen this movie.
Good watch.
But this not gonna happen. I'm gonna be a grandfather.
The music.
It's like an old porn
Yeah.
movie.
Dying for Riggs. He ain't worth it.
I'm too old for this, Riggs. Can't do it.
Yeah. I honestly have no idea what's happening in this scene.
So, this, like, really well-developed martial artist, I guess, just killed someone, I think. And he's really good at combat. And Mel Gibson wants to finish him off.
Oh, yeah. And there's water. Like, this has something to do with the water?
It's coming up.
Are they cops?
Yeah? Okay. Let's go ask him.
You can fast forward because we don't need to talk about this. But basically, he kind of kicks both their asses.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, the other guy gets unconscious. Or something.
Like right here.
Okay.
So it's looking pretty bad here.
Oh!
This is... Oh! Oh, wow.
So underwater fight scene.
I don't know. I feel like that skewer would have just taken me out.
Yeah, it depends where, honestly. If it's in your intestines, you might be alright.
Yeah. Is that a gun? What is that?
Oh, it's an AK.
An AK? Oh, wow.
That. That'll do her. So yeah, fighting underwater. Not buying it, but
That's a long breath hold.
so he's unconscious.
Nice.
Mel Gibson's getting out.
The music. That was... That does not fit the scene at all.
the saxophone.
Oh, damn. Oh.
Riggs. Riggs. That's a lot of concrete.
That's so much. He's like, where you at?
Let me start the timer. It's probably already been like 20 seconds.
At least. And he had just come off like a fight scene too. Like
So
he didn't get
so
much of
high
a
heart
rest.
rate already.
Yeah, much of a rest at all. Oh, you figured that out? That's like,
He's a detective.
I mean, that was fast though. And he's just like, he was passed out, you know, like, oh, he knows. And he just dives in. He just dives straight in to the spot where the concrete.
Yeah, I could have banged
That's
his
insane.
head.
Yeah.
All right, pause. So, I'm gonna talk about like jumping in the water to assist anybody with shoes on.
Dumb.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Do it. It's just not gonna work. If you've ever tried swimming with shoes on, you basically don't have any kicking. You might as well just use your hands because
It feels like
toes pointed.
Yeah.
Just forget about
I feel
it.
like there's like bubbles in your there's like just holes in your feet.
Feels like something's dragging you backwards.
Yeah,
So
it's
just
the worst.
It would have been easy. He's wearing dress shoes. You could have just kicked those things off like in a heartbeat and then
Yeah.
jumped in.
And I
Socks
feel like
too.
everyone
helps if
knows
they're
that at
off
this
too.
point.
Like
Yeah,
if you can take
100%.
yourself
You
off.
want your feet.
Yeah. Honestly, if you could get all your what is it, Murtaugh? If Murtaugh would have gotten naked, maybe not naked, but like
Like just to your like
yeah,
strip down the
boxers,
unders,
it could have helped
the
out a
undies.
lot. Yeah. All right, but let's see if he can save Mel Gibson.
Probably.
He's got the tie on too still.
I also love how he swam straight to Mel
It's been
Gibson.
a while. They gotta count.
There's no way. You can't see you can't see anything.
Dude, they're in the dark.
Yeah.
That's like the issues too with this scene is like you can't see anything underwater. They don't have goggles.
They also would never be able to move concrete.
well, it's lighter underwater.
It is, but concrete.
So again, now he's kicking up with his shoes. Very hard to do. And he's actually doing a lot of what, rescue swimmers do.
Yeah, good rescue.
Yeah, having the arm over and so basically he's over rigs his shoulder under the armpit. That's actually how you want to tow a survivor, somebody that's panicking or unconscious. So they got that right.
That's
but the
legit.
fact that he can do that in a full detective's uniform, hashtag doubt it.
Yeah,
Hashtag doubt it.
agreed.
What took you so long? What took me so long? What the hell you mean what took me so long? I'm fucking knocked out.
Yeah, I think it's been a while. It's been like a minute.
There's like barnacles right there. Like they're gonna cut themselves.
All right. So, Waterworld.
Okay. Also, never seen this movie.
So, I think he's gonna show. So, this is post-apocalyptic from my memory, and the world is now underwater. So, I think Mel Gibson's taking.
It's like Mad Max for.
It is exactly Mad Max
really cool.
in the ocean. Yeah,
Yeah.
I loved it. People
So Mel
hated it.
Gibson, of course, would be in this movie too.
It's not Mel Gibson. It's Kevin Costner.
Oh, that was Mel.
No, it's Kevin Costner.
Okay.
That's
so
I
deep.
think, I think he just put her in an air bubble to show her what the world used to be.
But he's legit. He's just good to go. He can just hold his breath.
That's the
forever.
thing. So he's part fish, from my understanding.
Oh.
So I don't know what I notice right now, right off the bat, is he's not equalizing his ears. So
Well, he's a fish.
that's the thing. I don't know if he needs to equalize his ears, but he does have ears. But he's got gills in behind him. I still think he would need to equalize his ears. So anytime you're diving, honestly, more than like 5-10 feet, most people are gonna feel severe pain in their ears, and basically everybody has to do what's called equalizing by pinching their nose and blowing or exhaling out of their nostrils to then balance the tympanic membrane within.
That's
your
a
ear
huge
canal.
concern because everyone asks about that on Instagram.
Yeah, it does cause pain. So the secret to success with equalizing your ears is do it as frequently and actually in excess. So you should actually be equalizing before you ever feel pain. That means at the surface, within 5 feet, and honestly, especially at the start, the first couple feet, you want to be doing it as much as possible. Basically, just keep your hand on your nose and constantly be equalizing.
And is this the world we expect to live in after
Yes.
the ice caps melt?
That's pretty much it.
Okay.
I just hope I got Kevin Costner web feet and gill ears.
Okay.
How did he light a flare underwater?
I don't know. And they just burn. They're burning forever. But
Waterproof flare.
I guess they do burn a long time. But
Yeah, what kind of flare is it?
yeah, I don't know.
I bet you
I don't
that
even. I
doesn't-
just don't think fire works underwater.
Okay. And it's smoking, or is it bubbling?
I'm just gonna go ahead and say it's not. That's
No,
not
an old
legit.
Pepsi can. at least he's got light. You know, it kind of shows the fact that you need light underwater. It gets dark within
Oh, it would be
20,
so dark
30
down
feet.
there.
So yeah, he's in basically the abyss. Of course, he needs the light, and you probably need a lot more light than that. They probably could only see within 5, maybe 10 feet of range.
See, I thought there was going to be like a whole city, like a vibrant city underwater. I thought that's what you meant. Like, like
what was that, a boat?
It was just like a desolate city. I thought it was like.
Oh yeah, look, it's a chairlift, a ski chairlift.
Oh, that's cool. Like in the mountains, kind of. Yeah. So he's just swimming all this distance. Like
no, he's got web feet though.
Oh.
Yeah, but it's still terrible, like kicking technique.
You don't bend your knees so much.
So that's actually one thing we talk about in our Hold the Breath Like a Helicopter Rescue Swimmer program. If you guys want to check it out, we talk about how to efficiently preserve energy underwater. Definitely important for a long breath hold and or a deep dive if you're a free diver. Yeah, so I don't know how long she could actually hold her breath in that air bubble because she's basically purging out the oxygen.
That's true.
And just exhaling like CO2.
Because they made it seem like they were underwater for a long time.
For a hot minute.
Yeah, like hours.
All right, thanks for tuning in. I guess to two rescue swimmers.
Just reviewing movies. We're pretty
If you guys
bored.
are interested in bettering yourself in water situations, check out our site at rescueswimmermindset.com.
We'll put some links down below.
Yeah, we got a bunch of different training programs to basically just become a better swimmer.
Yeah.
Great.
Peace. See ya.
See ya.